Yeah, we started forces and motion, though that chapter.
Motion.
So yeah, we learned about the gravitational forces and those forces. It's like
Okay. Okay.
all kind of forces.
Okay.
Let's call it.
So you have done the forces, which is actually dynamics. I'm also I've fed with an information that you have done the kinematics.
Yeah, we have already done kinematics. It's done.
Okay. Then you also have done the forces.
Yeah, we didn't finish it. We just started it.
We started. We started.
Yeah.
Very good. Pretty good. Um, before we do force or motion or any particular physics lesson, there are few things that we need to know. Okay. So I don't know. You have a habit of taking notes, right? Do you write down something? It's fair that you write down something. Okay. From tomorrow, I know that when we are having a class, that uh, you will be listening and answering me. But it's also that if you write 2 or 3 words, we can reflect it on a later. Say for the first thing that I'm going to tell you today, as an introduction, that when you are answering a question, because it's physics is not a maths, we need to have a logical understanding first. Okay, so this deals with logic also, and physics deals with the quantity, and physics have the units. Every quantity has a unit. So for an example, we're talking about acceleration. Acceleration is a quantity. Then when you talk about its unit, it will be meter per second square. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. We can hear you.
And some of the time I was just going through your courses, and I need to introduce myself. I'm coming to that factor just after a while. Uh, I am also working as you are working, but I found out that there are questions giving kilometer, but you need to convert it into meter. The question giving in hours, but you need to convert it into seconds, because those are the SI units. So we need to be aware of the SI units. That's the first thing. Second very important factor that the students makes mistake is regarding the significant figure. I'm answering certain questions and I am not aware how many significant figures should I give the answers to. Okay, so we will be working on that very minorly. We will find out that how much that you have to write. And then, hello, Taiba, you want to say
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't want to.
Okay, fine. And then um, we need to sketch their system diagram. Probably you heard of that system diagram. We just very quickly said there's a cup on the top of a table. I know we are not artists, but we just quickly sketch that there's a cup on the table to show that what are the forces acting on it. Okay, so that's we call a system diagram. But then we also have a free body diagram. I believe you are aware of those things. Free body diagram.
Yes.
There are arrow marks to show that these are the force working. We will be working on that. And again, if I start with a very basic understanding of physics, physics deals with matter and energy. That will be the best definition. Physics is a branch of science that deals with matter and energy and their transformation. And probably you know the units that we will be dealing with, right? The first one is obviously, you know, that's kinematics. A portion of it you have done. It is built up with lots of equations, lots of equations. But you need to know which equations to use, provided that you're solving and what datas are given. Data, you know, what provided informations are given to solve the problem. Okay, this one is Aisha. Hello, Aisha. You're on the screen now. Good, fine. Then I understand you're listening. Now, next point, as we were mentioning, that forces. When we deal with forces, push and pull, very good. But there are also gravity that you have learned. We have forward force, friction force. So the maths become a little too complicated. Then we bring vector, because the forces brings the direction. And all this direction makes little complications. But we go slowly and we'll be able to solve it. Our next will be the energy, work, power, energy, kinetic energy, electrical energy, nuclear energy. I'm just giving you a little brief, that a little bit from all the topics, so that from tomorrow we will develop our lesson plan, and I'm going to provide you some papers, and we will submit the assignment. I will also ask Mr. Hassan to provide us with more communication, not only with Zoom, but if it is also possible that we make a chat group in a maybe WhatsApp, so that we can also do the chat and send message instantly. Whenever you want to know, I will be answering you. Okay. Now, let's come back to that. Energy. Energy is one of the very prime factor in physics. That how the particle deals with energy, what happens to the energy. And just after that, it takes you to the waves particle, where how the energy travels from one place to another. We will be finding out the classification of waves. And finally, we have electricity and magnetism. Is my pronunciation clear to you? Can you read me? Is it clear?
Yes.
Fine. You nodded head. I can see that. Good. So, as we were saying, electricity and magnetism, most of the thing that we have seen, again, in energy part, how energy affects and how it transfers, the little calculation part. Probably somebody's trying to say something. Not sure. So I'd like to conclude it here. Maybe our class will start tomorrow. I need to introduce myself. Yes, I need to introduce myself. I'm Ronald Cruz. I'm a physics teacher for the last 25 years. And I'm presently working in SFX Green Herald International School. You heard of that? San Francis Xavier.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good. Very good. And I'm there that's my only school. I was working there. I'm still working there. And my students are teaching in different schools now. Okay. And I'm very proud of that. And I believe, wow. Yes. And I believe at the end of the session, which is about a month from today, we will be reaching to a place that I'm hoping to finish the course, and we will be reaching to a certain space where we can tell to ourselves, yes, we understand physics. Yeah, some call. And anybody would like to share anything? You're open. Okay, I can see 7 of you here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 2 did not attend. I see. Is Amirul here? Amirul? Is video closed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good boy. Fine, then Umran, Samran.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good. Taiba, I spoke. Aisha, I spoke. Ridman, I spoke. Fine. So who else is not here? I supposed to have 7 people. I supposed to have 7 people here.
You, Raf.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Rafil bhai
Yes, Rafir is not here. Rafir is not here.
When Alvi
Rafir is not here. Okay, good. You know, I'm sort of fond of jokes. You know, jokes. Do you like jokes?
yes we do.
Okay.
Everyone
Yes,
does.
sir.
I'm not sure. I sometimes I don't. Sometimes I don't. See, I'm going to end my class with a simple joke about observation. Okay, observation. You know how we see that when we are learning, when we're studying something, you have to be very observant, like what we do. So I know this will be a little irritating, but I know at the end of the session you will be obviously getting the meaning why I said that. See, in a third year course of medicine, this professor got into the classroom, okay? And there was about 30
Yes.
students. There was about 30 students in a classroom. And he was just demonstrating a small experiment to make people observe him. So he took a test tube and there was some urine in it. You know, the doctor test. He poured his finger there and licked it. Yucky, right? Uh-oh. Then he requested everybody to do the same. You understand what I'm trying to say? There's this test tube, and there was this testing urine. He poured his finger and he tested it. And he asked all the
What?
This is testing urine. You know, the medicine students, they do that. Yeah, that's a yucky thing. I'm just telling you to listen to this very carefully. Then, since he has a professor and he ordered his student, and everybody has to do that with disgust. Then at the end of the session, he showed, look, this is a test tube. I'm pouring my middle finger in there, but I'm licking the first finger. Did you get it? I'm pouring my middle finger in there, but I'm licking the first finger. So did you observe? How much did you observe, if you did? Oh, is the message clear to you? Taiba, you're laughing.
I don't know.
But did you understand what I said? Like,
Yeah, I did.
you did. So we have to be very keen. We need to give our 100% when we are into such certain session. Okay, you have to be a keen observer. So I'd like to end up our session here today. Is there anybody want to share anything? I'm open.
It's fine.
No,
Yes.
sir, it's fine. Thank you.
How do you find me? Am I communicable? Is it okay?
Yes sir, it's great sir.
I'll be very happy if you frankly share the opinion. Okay, I don't want to insert anything on you that you have to do this, except for the study part. That when I give you the assignment, you have to be very minute to doing that. Apart from that factor, we can be very open. Okay?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes, please. Please do.
Sir, are we going to like see you when the school starts again?
This factor is very doubtful at this moment. I'm not sure when the school is going to open. this corona thing is very deadly at this moment, though we are not seeing anything,
Okay.
but there are threats, huge threats. Okay, so it's better that we are taking the precautions, staying home. But I'm not sure if the school opens, maybe we'll meet physically.
Okay.
Okay, then with that, I'd like to end up the session. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you so much. See you.
Bye-bye.
You tomorrow.
End of the session. Bye-bye.
Bye.